Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that's not altogether that old really, but these were just absolutely awesome and some of the best series of figures box sets that were ever produced. We are looking at the 2008 release by Hasbro from their Star Wars Legacy Collection Battle Packs. And this particular one we are looking at today is entitled Training on the Falcon. And it features 4 action figures, and it basically centers all around Luke Skywalker being trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi on the Millennium Falcon, where he's doing lightsaber training with the floating ball that is attacking him, and he's blocking the ball, trying to feel the movement of the ball and the shooting through with the Force. So anyway, I've digressed a little bit here. This is the pack in front of us, and it says Star Wars The Legacy Collection. Warning, choking hazards, small parts not for children under 3 years old. Ages 4 and up, and it's item number 87818 from assortment number 87752. It says Battle Packs, and it's training on the Millennium Falcon. And just behind the printing, you can see the figures that come in this set. So you've got R2-D2, C-3PO, Luke Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, that's the front of the box. Let's actually spin the box around and see what we've got printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the box around, and this is what we've got on the back. So it says, again, Star Wars The Legacy Collection Battle Packs, Training on the Falcon. It says the Millennium Falcon escapes from Tatooine and the Imperial Stormtroopers who are searching for R2-D2 and C-3PO. On board the ship, a new Jedi receives his first lessons in the power of the Force. Luke Skywalker practices his lightsaber skills against a training remote under the guidance of the wise Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. Far away, Darth Vader feels a change in the Force as young Skywalker's powerful Jedi abilities are awakened. Okay, and the characters in this box set, we've got C-3PO, the fussy, worry-prone protocol droid, never abandons his friends no matter how alarming events become. R2-D2, the plucky astromech droid, holds important information that must be delivered to the Rebel Alliance. Luke Skywalker. Luke dreamed of becoming an Imperial pilot, but he never imagined the strange turn his life would take because of a droid. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Destiny pulls a legendary Jedi from his what? From his hermetic life, and he finds himself battling danger aboard the Falcon. Sorry about that, I couldn't quite see what that word was. Anyway, so it says, look for these great Star Wars battle packs, each sold separately. So you got Bowmore Monastery Assault, Shield Generator Assault, and you've got not suitable for children under 3 years old because of small parts and choking hazards. The Hasbro Star Wars logo, and visit the Star Wars website. Bottom right hand corner of the box. Okay, so that's the back of the box. I'm just going to turn the box over and we just see what we got on the front of the box. So I'll just pull the camera out slightly. It says Star Wars Legacy Collection Training on the Falcon, and it's got the battle packs again. And if we go over to the bottom, it's got Star Wars Training on the Falcon, and you've got all the copyright and licensing information at the top there. You've got the CE markings and the Hasbro logo at the bottom and the barcode. And manufacturers representatives in the UK is Hasbro UK Limited, and it gives you all their details, as well as distributors in Australia, New Zealand, and other parts of the world. Okay, if we go to the end, is there anything on the end? What have we got? So we have got not a great deal again. It's the Legacy Collection, Training on the Falcon, and Battle Packs, and I believe it's the same at the other end. Yep, exactly the same at the other end. Battle Packs, Training on the Falcon, Star Wars Legacy Collection. Okay, what we're going to do now, rather than try and look at these figures just through the bubble, I'm going to open the box. I think I can do this and slide out the inner packaging. I'm pretty certain that I will not be able to remove the figures from the pack. But let's get the inner packaging out and have a good look at these figures where we can see them properly without any reflection or light on the bubble. Okay, so I have managed to remove the inner packaging from the box. Obviously, I can't take them off, the figures off the box. They're so nicely put on there anyway. Yeah, they're all still sealed in to the packaging, and they're very well attached. So I don't think that I'll be able to take them out, not without destroying the box. You can see the box is all still taped up at the back, so I wouldn't be able to get it off, and neither would I want to, in actual fact, because this is such a good display diorama for these 4 figures, because it is the inside of the Millennium Falcon, as you can see, and you've got Luke Skywalker, you've got Obi-Wan Kenobi holding the helmet there, the blaster helmet with the shield down, which Luke wears on his head so that he can't see the training ball. I don't know what that is there, but that is maybe it's just some cargo. There's a cargo crate there as well, and there's a few crates on the other side, and there's the oxygen masks at the back there. And then of course, so you've got Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, C-3PO and R2-D2. Let's get some sizes on these figures. I think they're just the standard size figures, but let's get some measurements. So Luke Skywalker. So Luke is standing 10 centimeters tall. Obi-Wan Kenobi, again 10 centimeters tall. C-3PO, again 10 centimeters, and R2 is about 6 centimeters, 7 centimeters, something like that. Width-wise, R2 is about 4 centimeters, and I think the other figures, let's measure C-3PO, he's about 5. I think the others are about 5 as well, just depending on how they're... Obviously, Obi-Wan's going to be a bit wider there because the way his arms are outstretched. But I just want to see the articulation on these figures. So yeah, so this one has, these figures have the great articulation. So you've got articulation on the arms, the elbows, the tops of the arms, the head, the waist, the tops of the legs, the knee joints. I can't get to one to see if the feet move, but I'm pretty certain they do. Yeah, there's ball joints on the feet there. I can just see that on the bottom of Obi-Wan Kenobi there. And of course, Obi-Wan's got his lightsaber. Luke's got his lightsaber. So there's quite a bit of accessories there. And like I say, it is a really nice set. And that just displays so nicely. I mean, I would never remove it. I mean, that just looks so good. You don't really need to do anything. You just keep the figures as they are. I think they might be able to pop out. I was just looking at that, see if I can... Well, I don't want to force them out, but I think they're just held in with the plastic, so I can't see any strapping on them. But the trouble is, if I take them out, there's no way I'm going to be able to get them back in. No, it looks like there is a little bit of strapping holding them in. And you see you've got a little bit around C-3PO there, and there's a bit around the arms. So no, I can't remove them, unfortunately. But there we go, it was worth a look. But otherwise, this display diorama is fantastic. The figures are great. The detailing of R2-D2 and C-3PO is fantastic. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a really, really good and detailed version of R2. He has got the dirty body, as he had in this particular movie, in the first movie, or A New Hope, as it was renamed afterwards. So, a very detailed, nice looking figure, and is C-3PO. I mean, I know you can't really get 3PO wrong because he's such a iconic droid, but yeah, I mean, done again just absolutely incredibly well. and there he is all the way down to his feet, and he just is so detailed. Even the wires on his tummy just here just look absolutely incredible, as the face is absolutely spot on. If we move over to Luke, that's not a bad likeness actually of Mark Hamill, who plays Luke Skywalker, or played Luke Skywalker. I mean, that is, for a 3 3/4 or 4-inch figure, that is very, very good indeed. Yeah, they have done a very good job on the Legacy collection. Overall was absolutely fantastic. Not quite as good as the Black Series, but other than that, it was absolutely an incredible set of figures. And of course, in his lovely tunic and trousers and high knee boots, he just looks the part, and his belt there as well, and of course with his lightsaber. And that moves us on to Obi-Wan. Now this is the Obi-Wan, the old Obi-Wan, as portrayed by the late great Sir Alec Guinness. Again, it's not a bad likeness overall. It's a pretty good likeness of Alec Guinness as Obi-Wan. So yeah, no complaints there. Helmet is all good. The robes that Obi-Wan was wearing in the movie is all very good. And there's his lightsaber and his, well, I call it a skirt, but it's not really a skirt. If we look underneath it, he has got his trousers on underneath. So it's more like just at the bottom of a robe, really, that goes around from his waist down. But and that is fabric, obviously, so you can lift that up. It's not plastic part of his body like the rest of the mouldings are. That is actually a fabric part of his skirt. So that is this collection, this battle pack. Absolutely fantastic, I think these battle packs are. Of all of the figures in the Legacy collection, or in all the figures in all of the collections right up to the Black Series, I think the Legacy collection was best by far. And it was the little things that made the collection so good. Obviously, the more detailing on the figure was one, but all the little added extras, like in this one, like the oxygen masks, the little cargo boxes, the helmet, and the backdrop. For me, the backdrop is just amazing. Now, we've got quite a lot of the different types of battle packs available on the Midas Touch website. And they've all got such amazing backdrops. It's incredible. As I say, for me, I would never remove these figures from this display, because I just think the display is absolutely spot on. So I'm not even sure I'll remove it from the box, to be perfectly honest with you. But the display is absolutely spot on and really, really does look good. That display in a cabinet, yeah, would just look awesome. So, how well did these figures do back in, or these packs do, really, back in 2008? Well, I'm not sure these Legacy Collection battle packs done very well overall. Because most of the figures that we're looking at here had already been pre-released on individual packs, and they put the battle packs together really for the collectors. The dioramas and the added little added accessories like the masks and the cargo boxes and so on. But these were really more for collectors than for anybody else. And obviously collectors have a tendency, well, so I certainly, as I said, wouldn't remove them. A lot of collectors have a tendency not to remove them. So, but anyway, back to the point. I don't think they've done as well as they could have done, because if they was aiming for the children market, people wouldn't have bought them, because they would already have had those figures, and they wouldn't spend a lot of money on a box set just to get a few accessories. And obviously, if the kids bought these, they'd rip the boxes apart to get the figures out, so you would have no backdrop. So these really wasn't geared for kids, they were geared for collectors. And even though they sold a fair amount, obviously not as many as the single figures, which was their bread and butter lines. So yes, they sold well, but not incredibly well. But don't forget also, these are all limited editions. I don't quite know how many what the quantities of each one of these were, but they were strictly limited. Now, okay, let's move forward to 2024. So we're moving forward, we're zooming forward 16 years. Do these packs come up very often on the platforms? Well, they do. You see a few come up on some of the platforms, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, there are some of the platforms that struggle with copyright. So you do have to, I mean, when you're listed on platforms, sometimes you've got to play around with words so you can get these items up and listed. Other times, if they see an image that is copyright, they take it down. I'm saying if the item's not already in their catalog. I'm specifically referring to Amazon here, because if you list an item and if you look for an item, it's in the catalog, there's no problem with you listing it and selling it. Being that most of the items we have are vintage, a lot of the items they delete off of their catalog, and you cannot reactivate those items that have been deleted. So they tell you to relist them, but when you relist them, you have to then play around with words. So you can't say Star Wars, so you have to say the original series Wars. You can't use copyright images. So if, for example, we had a copyright image of Boba Fett on there, they would take it down because Boba Fett is a copyright image for Disney. So there are some restrictions on the platform. So a lot of the merchandise that we would have put on platforms, we're no longer putting up on platforms, and it's restricted only to our own website. So there's certain items that are very, very rare that you can only get if you go onto our website. So do have a look, because you will find some amazing items on there that won't be available anywhere else. So anyway, back to the point. These particular battle packs do not come up for sale very often, and again I'll put that down to the quantities and the fact that they didn't really sell massive quantities and the limited quantities that were produced. I did look on the web on the quite a few of the different platforms, seeing if I could see any of these, and I think I found one that have been sold over the last 12 months. So no, they don't come up very often on the platforms, and when they do, they sell very quickly. However, as you know, we at Midas Touch have managed to find a few of these sets, not just this one. We have pretty much the whole range of the Legacy Clear set, series battle packs in stock, and they're all available for purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles. Come to that, there's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful figure set with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.